afternoon, learners and listeners. Welcome to the first German program in a series of 5 brought to you by NAMCOL. I am Mrs. Renate Besaidnout. The aim is to assist NAMCOL and other learners enrolled for Grade 8 German as a foreign language, as well as others who are interested. This program will introduce learners to the basics of linguistic knowledge and literacy in a language involved in the development of language communication. Learning German as a foreign language is part of the Namibian curriculum, not only because the German culture and language is such an integral part of the country and its history, but also because knowledge of German opens a wealth of opportunities to our learners. The aims of teaching German as a foreign language are to enable learners to use the language with increasing competence and confidence. Learners will know the alphabet in German as well as to greet people in German. Before we start, quickly get a paper and pen to take notes.
Up to the sky, jump to the sky.
Listen carefully and make notes. Do not forget to take part at the end of this lesson. We first concentrate on the alphabet, the ABC in German. Let's join the class of Mrs. Besaidnout to learn more about the alphabet in German.
Can you all please settle down so we can begin with today's lesson? Today we are going to look at the alphabet in German as well as the greetings and goodbyes. Guten Morgen, Klasse 8.
Guten Morgen, Mrs. Besaidnout.
Ma'am, how does one say Mrs. in German?
Okay, you say Frau.
Thank you, ma'am. Guten Morgen, Frau Besaidnout.
Heute lernen wir das Alphabet in Deutsch. Today we learn the alphabet in German. Let us start. Learners, you must listen carefully while I say the alphabet in German. I will spell the alphabet and then you will write it on your paper. All of us know the alphabet in English.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Das Alphabet hat 26 Buchstaben. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Komm, wir singen es in einem Lied. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Mrs. Besaidnout, can I try the alphabet in German?
Ja, natürlich. Yes, of course.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Bravo, Klasse 8. Bitte wiederhol das Alphabet in Deutsch. Learners, please repeat the alphabet in German.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Klasse 8. Jetzt beginnen wir zu begrüßen und zu verabschieden.
Mrs. Besaidnout, what is begrüßen?
Begrüßen means to greet someone, and verabschieden means to say goodbye to someone.
Wow, that is very cool.
Begrüßungen. Greetings. Guten Morgen. Good morning. Guten Tag. Good day. Guten Abend. Good evening. Hallo. Hello. Willkommen. Welcome. Verabschiedungen. To say goodbye. Tschüss. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye. Auf Wiederhören. Hear from you again. Bis bald. See you soon. Bis später. Till later. Gute Nacht. Good night.
Ma'am, what is the difference between Guten Abend and Gute Nacht?
Guten Abend is from 1800 hours until 2300 hours. So you are still awake, watching television or visiting family or friends. When someone say Gute Nacht is when he or she is going to bed. Do you have any questions?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, grade 8s. It is very important to know the alphabet in German. You will pronounce the words in the correct way.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I understand.
A, B, C, D, E, F, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Did you write the alphabet from the blackboard?
We are still busy writing, ma'am.
Ma'am, I want to ask this. Why are some words written with E and the others with E? It is when the sounds are different.
In every language, we have vowels. In German, we also have vowels with an umlaut. Ä, E, Ö, Ü, U. The pronunciation of words change. Wir haben auch die SZ. Okay, learners, let us sing the alphabet loud and clear together. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Are there any questions? If not, please learn the alphabet by singing and standing in front of the mirror. Klasse 8. Hör bitte zu. Please listen. Ich buchstabiere meinen Namen in Deutsch. A-N-G-E-L-A, Angela. Is there anyone who wants to spell his or her name in German?
I want to spell my name in German. Ich bin Sushmita. S-U-S-H-M-I-T-A. Sushmita.
Das ist ausgezeichnet, Suchmita.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ich habe eine kurze Aufgabe. I have a short task for you. Aufgabe Nummer 1. What is good morning in German?
Es ist Guten Morgen.
Nummer 2. What is goodbye in German?
Es ist Auf Wiedersehen.
Nummer 3. What is good afternoon in German?
Es ist Guten Tag.
Nummer 4. Say the alphabet in German.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Learners answer all questions. Okay, thank you so much. You did very well in today's lesson. Learners, do not forget to exercise daily. Auf Wiedersehen, Klasse 8. Bis bald.
Auf
Wiedersehen,
Wiedersehen,
Frau
Frau Besaidnout.
Up to the sky.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.
Guten Tag, Schüler und Zuhörer. Good day, learners and listeners. Welcome to the second program in a series of 5 brought to you by NAMCOL. My name is Renate Bezuidenhout. The aim is to assist NAMCOL and other learners enrolled for Grade 8 German as a foreign language, as well as others who are interested. In the first place, learning German broadens the learner's horizons because it provides learners with an insight to the culture and way of life of people in German-speaking countries. Also by making it possible for learners to take part in exchange programs for schools and universities. The aims of teaching German as a foreign language are to enable learners to use the language with increasing competence and confidence. Learners will use the language and appropriate vocabulary to accomplish communication. Learners will use basic vocabulary in a range of situations, such as introducing themselves. The topic is you need to know how to introduce yourself, what is your name, your surname, your age, etc. So let's join Frau Bezuidenhout's class to learn how to introduce yourself. Before we start with our lesson, listen to the music. Please get quickly a notepad or paper and pen to make notes. Listen carefully and make notes from the poster. Do not forget to take part at the end of the lesson.
Up to the sky, jump to the sky, up to the sky, up to the sky.
Let's join the German class of Mrs. Bezuidenhout.
Guten Morgen, Klasse 8. Wie geht es euch?
Guten Morgen, Frau Bezuidenhout. Ma'am, what is wie geht es euch?
It means, how are you? The you in plural form. If you greet your friend, you say, wie geht es dir? When you greet a grown-up, you say, wie geht es Ihnen?
Frau Bezuidenhout, wie geht es Ihnen?
Mir geht es gut. Wie geht es dir?
Mir geht es gut. Is that correct, ma'am?
Das ist prima. That is great. Klasse 8. Was haben Sie gestern gelernt? Grade 8. What did you learn yesterday?
Ma'am, we learned the alphabet, the greetings and the goodbyes.
How does one say it in German?
Frau, wir haben das Alphabet und Begrüßen gelernt. I don't know how to say goodbyes in German.
Es ist Verabschiedungen. Well done. Heute stellen wir einander vor. Today we are going to introduce each other. Learners, please write down the following questions from the blackboard and answer it. Sich vorstellen. Wie heißt du? Who are you?
Ich heiße Sushmita.
Woher kommst du? Where do you come from?
Ich komme aus Windhoek, Frau.
Wie alt bist du? How old are you?
Ich bin vier, sag mal. Ma'am, can you please help me? I'm 14 years old. How do one say?
Ich bin 14 Jahre alt.
Ich bin 14 Jahre alt.
Sehr gut. Wo wohnst du? Where do you stay?
Ich wohne in Kommerstal in der Hans-Dietrich-Genscher Straße, Hausnummer 123. Gegend, was ist Gegend, Frau?
Gegend bedeutet, wo du wohnst. Du wohnst in der Straße, Hausnummer, aber welche Gegend ist das? Ist das Kommerstal, ist das Olympia oder ist das Klein-Windhoek?
Kommerstal, Frau
Gut.
Bezuidenhout.
Wie viele Geschwister hast du?
Ich habe zwei Geschwister, nämlich ein Bruder und eine Schwester.
Wie heißen deine Eltern? How are your parents called?
Mein Vater heißt Trevor und meine Mutter heißt Renate.
Klasse 8. Versteht ihr?
Frau, wie sagt man, wenn du mehr als einen Bruder und eine Schwester hast?
Here is a table with singular and plural form. Einzahl means singular. Mehrzahl means plural. Einzahl, der Bruder, die Brüder. Die Schwester, die Schwestern. Der Vater, die Väter. Die Mutter, die Mütter. There might be learners who do not have brothers or sisters. You are the only child. Das nennt man das Einzelkind. Who of you are the only child? It seems to me all of you have brothers and sisters.
Ma'am, I only have one brother.
Grade 8s, are there any questions?
Ma'am, should we only write down the number of our age, for example, 14?
Yes, dear. We still need to do the numbers in German. That will be in our next lesson. In this exercise, I begin all sentences with all verbs and verb endings.
Thank you, ma'am. I do understand.
Grade 8s. I want you to write all your answers in a paragraph form. Learn it. It is always good to know the basics and to introduce yourself. Klasse 8. Thank you for your participation. I love working with you guys because you are always eager to learn. So, Klasse 8, auf Wiedersehen. Wir sehen uns morgen.
Auf Wiedersehen, Frau Besaidenout.
Up to the sky.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.
Guten Tag, Schüler und Zuhörer. Welcome to the third German program in a series of 5 brought to you by NAMCOL. My name is Renate Besaidenout. The aim is to assist NAMCOL and other learners enrolled for grade 8 German as a foreign language, as well as others who are interested. The aim of teaching German as a foreign language is to enable learners to use the language with increasing competence and confidence. Today we are learning how to write and pronounce the numbers in German. At the end of this program, learners will know the numbers as well as a number poem. Ein Gedicht mit Zahlen. Learners, before we start, why don't we have some music while you go and grab a pen and notebook? Because at the end of today's lesson, there will be questions to see whether you listened and understood the lesson.
Up to the sky. Jump to the sky. Up to the sky.
All right, learners, why is it important to know numbers in German? Let me tell you. We need to know it so that we know the ages of people, counting the numbers, and to know the dates and many more things that has to do with numbers in German. So let's join the German class of Mrs. Besaidenout.
Good Guten Morgen, Klasse 8. Wie geht es heute?
Guten Morgen, Frau Besaidnout. Es geht gut.
Das ist prima. Grade 8. In the previous radio programs, you've learned about?
Ma'am, may I please say what we did?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, we learned about the alphabet, greetings and goodbyes, and introducing ourselves.
Das ist sehr gut. In Deutsch sagt man das Alphabet, Begrüßungen, Verabschiedungen und sich vorstellen. Heute lernen wir Zahlen, Numbers.
That is so interesting.
Write numbers 1 to 10 on the blackboard. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Learners, you are great. Please stand up. You must make space between you. We are going to recite a poem. Are you ready?
Ja, Frau.
Let's start. 1, 2 Polizei. 3, 4 Offizier. 5, 6 alte Hex. 7, 8 gute Nacht. 9, 10 auf Wiedersehen. Klasse 8, wir machen es noch einmal. 1, 2 Polizei. 3, 4 Offizier. 5, 6 alte Hex. 7, 8 gute Nacht. 9, 10 auf Wiedersehen.
This is so cool, ma'am.
Yes, dear, it is cool. You must write it down in your notepads. While you are writing, I'll write down the following numbers 11 to 20 on the board. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Zahlen. Zum Beispiel 1 plus 2 ist gleich 3. Beispiel Nummer 2. 5 minus 5 ist gleich 0. Beispiel 3. 2 mal 7 ist gleich 14. Beispiel Nummer 4. 4 geteilt durch 4 ist gleich 0.
Ma'am, may I do number 1?
Natürlich,
3 plus 5 ist gleich 8.
das ist sehr gut.
Frau, darf ich Nummer 2 und 3 machen?
Ja, bitte.
9 minus 3 ist gleich 6 und 10 mal 2 ist gleich 20.
Sehr gut.
Darf ich bitte Nummer 4 machen? 16 durch 4 ist gleich 4.
Sehr gut. Very good. I'm very proud of you, Grade 8. Lern bitte die Zahlen. Auf Wiedersehen, Klasse 8. Wir sehen uns morgen.
Auf Wiedersehen, Frau Besaidnout. Bis morgen.
Up to the sky, jump to the
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.
Good day, learners and listeners. Welcome to the fourth program in a series of 5 brought to you by NAMCOL. My name is Renate Besaidnout. The aim is to assist NAMCOL other learners enrolled for Take 2. The aim is to assist NAMCOL learners enrolled for grade 8 as a foreign language, as well as others who are interested. This program will introduce learners to learn German as a foreign language because it is part of the Namibian curriculum, not only because the German culture and language is such an integral part of the country and its history, because knowledge of German opens a wealth of opportunities to our learners. Learning German broadens the learner's horizons, and it gives opportunities for learners to take part in exchange programs for schools and university. The aim of teaching German as a foreign language are enable learners to use appropriate grammatical structures in speech and writing. The importance of using pronouns as well as verbs and verb endings. It is very important to know pronouns, Personalpronomen, as well as verbs and verb endings, Verben und Verbendungen. Before we start with our lesson, listen to the music. Please get quickly a notepad or paper and a pen to make notes.
Up to the sky, jump to the sky, up to the sky,
Learners, let's join the classroom of Mrs. Besaidnout.
Guten Morgen, Klasse 8. Wie geht es heute?
Guten Morgen, Frau Besaidnout. Es geht gut. Wie geht es Ihnen?
Es geht mir auch gut. Setzt euch bitte. Heute lernen wir Personalpronomen, Verben und Verbendungen. Today we will learn personal pronouns, verbs and verb endings. You did nouns and verbs in English and Afrikaans. Who can tell me what are personal pronouns? Give me examples.
Ma'am, may I try?
Yes, please.
Personal pronouns are used as when one do not want to repeat the name of a person, place or anything. Examples are ye, she, I, we, they, you, and etc.
Thank you, dear. That is correct. Personal pronouns are the stunt doubles of grammar. They stand in for the people and perhaps for animals and things. They enable us to avoid repeating cumbersome proper nouns all the lifelong day. Example, Mrs. Renate Besaidnout was born in 1972. Mrs. Renate Besaidnout is married. Mrs. Renate Besaidnout's husband's name is Trevor. Mrs. Renate Besaidnout has 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Mrs. Renate Besaidnout is a German teacher, and Mrs. Renate Besaidnout teaches also Afrikaans. So learners, to repeat every time the name of a person, you make use of a personal pronoun.
Fulana 1. Personal pronouns are used when one does not want to repeat the name of a person, place or anything. Examples are he, she, I, we, they, you, and etc.
Mrs. Renate Besaidnout was born in 1972. She is married. Her husband's name is Trevor. She has 2 kids, a boy and a girl. She is a German teacher and also teaches Afrikaans. Are there any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, grade 8s. A personal pronoun can be in one of the 3 persons. A first person pronoun refers to the speaker. A second person pronoun refers to the person being spoken to. And a third person pronoun refers to the person being spoken of. For each of these 3 grammatical persons, there is a plural as well. We only concentrate on the nominative case. First singular, I. Second singular, you. Third singular, he, she, it. First plural, we. Second plural, you. Third plural, they. Klasse 8. Jetzt schreiben wir die Personalpronomen in Deutsch. Nominativ. I, ich. You, du, Singular. He, she, sie. It, es. We, wir. You, ihr, Plural. You, Höflichkeitsform sie. They, sie. Learners, is everything clear?
Yeah, ma'am. Why do we have 2 Z's, one with a capital letter S and one with a small letter S?
It's a very good question. The first Z is for an adult. A teacher, for example, an uncle or an aunt, formal. The second Z indicates the plural form of people, animals, things, etc. Klasse 8. Wir müssen schnell die Personalpronomen wiederholen. Ich, I. Du, Singular, you, Singular. He, sie, she. Es, it. Wir, we. Ihr, Plural, you, Plural. And sie, groß geschrieben, you, Singular, Höflichkeitsform, Politeform. Sie, they, Pluralform. Klasse 8. Wir lernen die Verben und Verbendungen. What is a verb?
Ma'am, a verb is a doing word, for example, sit, go, walk, etc.
Das ist prima. Bravo. In Deutsch haben wir Verbendungen. In German we have verb endings. Konjugation, Präsens 1. Gehen bedeutet to go. Singular, erste Person. Ich gehe. Gehe schreibt man G, E, H und endet mit E. Zweite Person. Du. Gehst. Am Ende schreibt man ST. Das Verbstamm ist G und die Endung ist ST. Wir gehen. Singular, erste Person, ich. Das Verbstamm ist G und die Endung ist E. Zweite Person, du. Das Verbstamm ist G und die Endung ist ST. For he, sie und es. Das Verbstamm ist G und die Verbendung ist T. Plural. Wir gehen. G ist das Verbstamm und en ist die Endung. Ihr, Plural. G ist das Verbstamm und T ist die Endung. Sie, Plural und sie, Höflichkeitsform. Das Verbstamm ist G und die Endung en. Konjugation in Präsens 2. Sein ist das Verb to be. Singular. Erste Person, ich bin. Zweite Person, du bist. Sie sind. Dritte Person, er ist, sie ist, es ist. Plural. Wir sind, ihr seid, sie sind und sie sind. Konjugation in Präsens 3. Haben, to have. Singular. Erste Person, ich habe, am Ende. Zweite Person, du hast, sie haben. Dritte Person, er hat, sie hat, es hat. Plural, wir haben, ihr habt, sie haben, Höflichkeitsform, und sie haben, Plural. Grade 8. Do you understand the verb endings?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
We will quickly do an exercise to see if you understand.
Yeah, we can do it.
Let's see, Grade 8, Aufgabe 1, Task 1. Konjugation Präsens. Fill in the correct verb ending.
Ich gehe, Endungen er in die Schule. Er kommt aus Deutschland. Ich lerne, Endungen er Deutsch. Wir sprechen, Endungen en Englisch. Du schreibst, Endungen st einen Brief. May I do number 1?
Ja, beantworte Nummer 1 und 2 bitte.
Ich komme in die Schule. Er kommt aus Deutschland.
Ma'am, may I do numbers 3, 4 and 5?
Warum nicht?
Nummer 3. Ihr lernt Deutsch. Nummer 4. Wir sprechen Englisch. 5. Du schreibst einen Brief.
Das ist super. Auf Wiedersehen, Klasse 8.
Auf Wiedersehen, Frau Besaidenout. We learned a lot today.
Bis bald, Klasse 8.
Up to the sky.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.
Good day, learners and listeners. Welcome to the 5th program in a series of 5 brought to you by NAMCOL. My name is Renate Besaidenout. The aim is to assist NAMCOL and other learners enrolled for Grade 8 German as a foreign language, as well as others who are interested. In the first place, learning German broadens the learner's horizons because it provides learners with an insight to the culture and way of life of people in German-speaking countries. Also by making it possible for learners to take part in exchange program for schools and universities. The aims of teaching German as a foreign language are to enable learners to use the language with increasing competence and confidence. Learners will use language and appropriate vocabulary to require or give information and to accomplish communication. Learners will use basic vocabulary in a range of situations, such as knowing the days, months, and seasons. The topic is: you need to know the days of the week, the months of the years, and the seasons in a year. At the end of this program, learners will know the days of the week, the months of the year, the seasons of the year. But before we start, why don't we have some music while you go and get a pen, paper or notepad? Because at the end of today's lesson, There will be short exercises and questions to see whether you listened and understood the lesson.
Up to the sky, up to the sky, jump to the sky, up to the sky, up to the sky, up to the sky.
All right, why is it important to know the days of the week, the months of the year, and the seasons in the year? We need to know it to communicate with German people, and it will be used every day in German. So let's join the class of Frau Bosetenau.
Dennis, you can please settle down so that we can start with today's lesson. In the previous lessons, you've learned the alphabet, numbers, introducing yourself, personal pronouns, verbs and verb endings. We start now with important words that you need to know when we start with the days of the week. Here are the words. Today, heute. Tomorrow, morgen. Yesterday, gestern. The day after tomorrow, übermorgen. The day before yesterday, vorgestern. Learners, please say the words loud and clear and memorize it while saying it.
Today,
Heute. Tomorrow, morgen. Yesterday, gestern. The day after tomorrow, übermorgen. The day before yesterday, vorgestern.
Well done, learners. I will write the days of the week on the blackboard and you will write it down. Days of the week, die Wochentage. Monday, der Montag. Tuesday, der Dienstag. Wednesday, der Mittwoch. Thursday, der Donnerstag. Friday, der Freitag. Saturday, der Samstag oder der Sonnabend. Sunday, der Sonntag.
Monday, der Montag. Tuesday, der Dienstag. Wednesday, der Mittwoch. Thursday, der Donnerstag. Friday, der Freitag. Saturday, der Samstag oder der Sonnabend. Sunday, der Sonntag.
Here is an oral exercise. Heute ist Montag. Welcher Tag ist morgen?
Morgen ist Dienstag.
Sehr gut. Welcher Tag ist übermorgen?
Übermorgen ist Mittwoch.
Welcher Tag war gestern?
Gestern war Sonntag.
Welcher Tag war vorgestern?
Vorgestern war Samstag.
Das ist prima. Learners, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Wednesday oder Mittwoch is a bit difficult.
Yes, dear. All you need to do is to learn all the days of the week. Who can tell me how many days do we have in a week?
We have 7 days in a week.
In Deutsch sagt man, wir haben 7 Tage in der Woche. Wir haben 2 Tage, Samstag und Sonntag. Die sind am Wochenende. Am Wochenende ist Weekends. Are there any questions?
No, ma'am.
Grade 8. How many months do we have in a year?
We have 12 months in a year.
Also, wir haben 12 Monate pro Jahr. Months in English, Monate in German. Monthly, monatlich. Number 1, January, der Januar. Number 2, February, der Februar. Number 3, March, der März. Number 4, April, der April. Number 5, May, der Mai. Number 6, June, der Juni. Number 7, July, der Juli. Number 8, August, der August. Number 9, September, der September. Number 10, October, der Oktober. Number 11, November, der November. Number 12, December, der Dezember. Learners, let us read the months of the year in German.
Januar, Februar, März, April, Mai, Juni, Juli, August, September, October, November, December. Ma'am, this is very easy to learn the months of the year.
Who can tell me in which month is your birthday?
My birthday is in March.
In Deutsch sagt man, mein Geburtstag ist im März.
Mein Geburtstag ist im Januar.
Okay, Klasse 8. Wir spielen ein Spiel. Write down your birth month on a piece of paper. We put it in a box and each take a paper and say the month in German. The ones that have their birthday in the same month, they move together in a group. You must guess on which date their birthdays are. Okay? This is for homework. Do you know the seasons in the year?
Yes, ma'am. It's summer, winter, autumn and spring.
Very good. In German we say der Sommer, der Winter, der Herbst und der Frühling. Learners, please say it in German.
Der Sommer, der Winter, der Herbst und der Frühling.
Learners, for homework, I want you to get pictures for the 4 seasons in the year.
Ma'am, can we get pictures from people who are wearing winter clothes and also pictures from flower, plants and fruits that we have in that specific seasons? For example, we eat oranges in winter.
Das ist ausgezeichnet. Vielen Dank, Klasse 8. Auf Wiedersehen, Klasse 8. Ich hoffe, dass Sie alle verstehen.
Auf Wiedersehen, Frau Besaidenout. Vielen Dank.
Up to the sky.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.